I'm Cal Kellogg, and my hybrid lead core system has brought lead core trolling back into the spotlight for trout and salmon anglers all over the country. If you'd like the world's best lead core trolling rod, get on over to fishhuntshoot.com and pick up one of my iconic bright yellow lead core rods today. You won't regret it because you'll be yelling, "Fish on!" tomorrow. Hey guys, Cal Kellogg here. It is time for a Lake Almanor fishing report. And the fishing is absolutely phenomenal at Lake Almanor, but access is tough. Here's why. The Dixie Fire, it burned a huge section of Northern California, about 1 million acres, and it's still burning at this point. It burned all around Lake Almanor in patches. It didn't burn like the east shore. It didn't burn the resorts on the west shore, but it burned down to the Canyon Dam boat ramp. It almost burned down to the Almanor West boat ramp. Those are the two public ramps on the lake. And as a result, there is a bunch of dangerous trees in there, and those ramps are closed indefinitely. The Forest Service has a lot going on with that fire, and I'm pretty sure opening boat ramps at Lake Almanor is pretty low on the list. So they could be closed for weeks, they could be closed for months. We may not be able to launch a boat on either of those launch ramps until, maybe spring. The good news is that you can park several areas there, and you can walk in on the west shore. You could throw lures, you could throw countdown Rapalas, Castmasters, Trigger Spoon Juniors, stuff like that, and you can do very well on a mix of rainbows and browns. It's a little hit and miss because the fish are concentrating on bait and the bait moves around. Now, if you have the inside track, if you want to make some calls, I hear that some of the resorts like Plumas Pines are offering boat launching. Now, if you can find a place to launch a boat or a kayak, your chances for success just jump, way up. The fishing is very, very good. The fish are keying on pond smelt. You can catch fish out there right now. Brown trout up to about 8 pounds, rainbows up to 5+. Smelt pattern spoons, Trigger Spoon Juniors, Castmasters, cripple lures, anything that imitates a smelt. Go with those silver and blue, silver and green color patterns. That works great. You can also run small Rapalas. That works great. If you get out there and it's not happening on the hardware, it's not happening on the fast stuff, start slowing down. 3 offerings will almost always produce fish at Almanor. One is a gulp minnow, either trolled naked or trolled behind a small blade. Number 2 is a smelt pattern fly, trolled at about 1.5 miles an hour. And number 3 is a rigged night crawler, either trolled with small flashers like my turbo flashers or trolled absolutely naked. Those are mainstay offerings at Almanor when you can't get them to go on the fast stuff. The biggest challenge right now isn't catching fish there, it's getting the watercraft on the water. The fishing's very good. It's going to continue to improve. So if you got a boat, if you got a kayak, start making those phone calls. You're going to have to put in a little bit of leg work, but if you can find a way to get on the water, you are going to be fighting some epic trout. And don't be afraid to go out there and bank fish. Bank fishing can be very good. Toss lures, toss the spoons I mentioned, countdown Rapalas, toss inflated worms, even power bait works. The key is you've just got to get in an area where you can intercept those fish. That's the scene at Lake Almanor. I wish that fire hadn't hit the area, and I wish we could launch a boat, or I'd be there right now. I'm Cal Kellogg. I'm signing off for now. If you're looking for gear, any of the gear I've mentioned, get on over to fishhuntshoot.com. We'll hook you up with what you need for the fall season. And if you like this kind of content, please take a moment to hit that subscribe button, and you'll always know when I'm on here talking trout fishing tactics, and more. I'm Cal Kellogg. You have a great day, and we'll catch you next time right here on YouTube, guys. Thanks a lot. Of course, I'm going pretty fast. Wow. It's on the lead core. That was about 10 feet deep, on a copper, I believe a copper trigger. Not the Trigger Spoon Junior, the full size. I was heading back to the boat ramp here, so I wanted to bump up my speed, so I went ahead and put on a full-size Trigger Spoon, actually 2 of them, and they've both been getting whacked. This feels like a good fish. Man, I love that lead core, baby. It's just so simple. It's just super effective. I know right where I am in the water column at all times. It's just super simple. This wind is messing with me big time, making it tough to steer. There we go. I'm into the top shot. I'm running a 50-foot top shot today. 50 feet of 17-pound fluoro, and then a 48-inch 10-pound fluorocarbon leader off of a trolling swivel. And that fish is putting up a tussle. Staying down. Oh yeah. Oh, nice rainbow. Nice rainbow. Because I don't have my net today, so I'll wear him down a little more. Oh, he's active now. Okay. Trigger spoon, baby. Getting it done. Copper trigger spoon. Man, that's a good color. That is just fantastic. That spoon has been working so well all over Northern California, and it's working here at Rollins. It works on holdovers. It works on wild trout. Good thing I fought him gentle. He came right off the hook. Anyway, we'll get him back in the lake. That dandy trout jumped all over that spoon. That over there, tangled up again. But, woo! There we go, back in the lake. Oh man, that was cool. Oh, fish on, baby. Woo! Ah. There. Ooh, fish on. Oh boy. Woo, there's that one. Ooh, fish on. Fish on, baby. There we go. Woo! This is my dedicated lead core rod, and I looked high and low for a rod like this. First of all, I love the color. That yellow blank, it shows up great at low light conditions. I can always see the tip. I just like the way it looks. It's a composite rod. It's 6 foot 6 inches. It's a 2-piece rod. It's easy to transport. I love the feel of the cork grip. I like the long handle. I like the long foregrip. It just feels right. The action on this rod, it's a little bit heavier than a traditional trout and kokanee rod, and that's important when I'm using lead core line. That little bit of extra backbone, it allows me to cope with the weight of the line. Even though I'm using one of my hybrid lead core rigs and I only have 3 colors of lead core on, it's still fairly heavy, you know, especially when you have all 3 colors out. So it's nice to have a rod with a little bit of backbone when it's time to reel in that line. It's also nice to have that backbone when you catch a big trophy trout. And you know me, I'm always looking for a trophy-sized fish. And this is a rod that I can land those fish on. I'm going to be in control, not the fish. It still has a sensitive tip, but that middle section of the rod, it offers a lot of backbone, a lot of stability when you're reeling in your lead core, when you're fighting a big fish. And my reel, I've got a 5500 Abu Garcia LC, 20-pound braid backing. 3 colors of lead core. This is 17-pound test lead core. On top of that, I have an 18-foot fluorocarbon top shot of 17-pound test. Comes down to a trolling swivel, and off of that, I'm running a 48-inch 10-pound fluorocarbon leader, and today I'm trolling flies, working really well here at Lake Davis. Anyway, I just thought I'd share a little bit about that rod. I know you guys that watch the channel all the time noticed it. I mean, how can you not notice a beautiful yellow rod like that?